they had a sniper sniping from like like a mile away, and we was in the trailer smoking a blunt, and Snoop got up to pass me the blunt, and it was like, I was like, I heard something, and then and the window shattered. And so I grabbed Snoop and threw him on the floor, and I'm like, they shoot.
Big Boy's neighborhood. All righty now, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to have them in the neighborhood, man. First off, before I get into you, Tray Deee, just speaking with you, bro, like, we've been planning this for a while. And when I say planning it, you've never been one of those like, Big, I got to get in there. I got to get in there. You're just like, man, Big, I'm working on something. When it's right, me and the queen going to come and see you.
Yes, sir.
And we are here. Welcome to the neighborhood, Tray Deee.
Thank you so much.
Man, it's a pleasure to see you up in here. Yak, ConiYac.
So
how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
I love it, man. I love seeing y'all together.
That's
and y'all got like real love. Y'all don't have like social media.
No.
Yeah.
We're not influenced, by the influencers.
I heard that,
none of that kind of stuff.
Hey, man, so are you still working out and stuff, man? You know I had to stop following you. Yeah, because Tray Deee get on in here, start flexing his guns. Right, like, yeah, day 28. Then I'm looking at myself. I'm like, man, fuck this. I'm like, man, I got to stop following this dude.
I love something beat a whole lot of nothing, Big.
Yeah, I heard. Okay,
you know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that.
Don't give up.
Okay, cool. I'm going to do a little something.
Yeah, I still get down.
Yeah, I heard that, man. Yeah.
Health is wealth, man.
Yeah,
man. You can have all the money in the world. You know what I mean? And everything.
I would
you
take
really
all
want,
the money and a little sickness, though. You know?
I wouldn't. I watch American Greed. I watch them them ball out for 4, 5, 10 years, and then boom,
over.
They in the feds for 2, 3 decades. It ain't worth it.
Hell yeah.
It don't
man,
add up.
And just knowing the cloth that you cut from, bro, and Tray Deee, just, real life situations, bro, you speak from experience.
No doubt.
Yeah, and it's crazy, man, because we starting to see, and not starting to, but we've seen, like, the fantasy and how people feel like they want a certain life that you really don't want.
Oh yeah.
And you see that a lot more in hip hop right now, man. And you don't play in it.
No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I could immerse myself in what's going on today, but I let everybody live, man.
Yeah.
Be who you is. Because when I was doing me, you couldn't tell me how to live.
Yeah, no, I tried not to. Hell no. I was like, man. They were like, man, Tray Deee. I'm like, oh, man. I ain't going over there to tell him nothing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that one time you was like, everybody gonna die in here. I'm like, we at church. No, I'm just playing. Then he was like, no, I mean, everybody's gonna die at one point. Not by me, Big. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm an artist. Hey, Tray Deee, when did you get that, like, did you grow up in hip hop or grow up with music?
Well, I grew up with music.
In the household.
My mother used to sing a lot, just around the community and in the house.
Mm-hmm.
She was one of them kind of spirits. She loved to sing, so I grew up with music in that regard. My brother, he put me up on a lot of jazz.
Yeah, man.
Earlier, and and when my preteen years. And then when I was 14, I think I was 14 when Rapper's Delight came out.
Yes, sir.
So,
did you hear anything that changed you? When did you know that you wanted to become part of this?
When I met Snoop Dogg.
How did that happen?
Well, we were actually doing some extracurricular activities.
Like what?
Down there.
No, was like, I told you, Big.
No, baby, no.
Hey, do you see she start getting her purse like, all right, I'm out this one.
No, I ain't gonna give it all up. Yeah. So we was just down there being us.
Yes,
and
sir.
He happened to be in the club.
Okay, gotcha.
And he came out, and Big C Style told him, this Tray
now,
CD
is this
right
Snoop
here.
already on? Snoop had Deep Cover and
Deep Cover.
Was Chronic already out?
Chronic was out.
Okay.
Yeah, it was 93.
Okay.
And
so this is like, this is Deep Cover, Chronic. Yep. This is before Doggy Style.
Right before Doggy
Gotcha.
Style. Right before, or I think Doggy Style was on the way.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Because I remember, because Doggy Style was, I think, like 93.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Okay.
It might have been right,
Blurred
but
lines.
he was hot.
Yeah.
So he asked me to spit for him, you know, and I spit a verse of a song I wrote called "Take a Survey," and he was like, "You got another verse to that?" And then I spit the other verse, and he was like,
"At a club?"
Yeah, outside. The club was over with, and it was him. It was Snoop Dogg, Daz, Corrupt, C-Style. I think Sean Dogg was with him, and probably one more person.
Let me tell you what's wild about that is because when you say like Daz, Corrupt, everybody, like they already on.
Yeah.
And from the Chronic, they already moving.
Right.
And they slow down to hear you. And I'm pretty sure they got to hear this 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying?
Big C-Style vouched for me, though.
Easy
and he
call.
was the G of the clique.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So by
what
him,
made you go? You know how sometimes we hold back? Like, what made you say, man, F it, I'm going to go?
it was the best rhyme I had.
Right. And you know what I know? You was like, man, because you remembered the title and everything.
Yeah.
And what was it called? Take a Survey?
Take a Survey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was real lyrical and stylish. And, you know, I've never wrote a rhyme like that since then, probably.
Right. No, you have.
But I'm more direct
like that.
in my, you know, presentation now as opposed to, you know, metaphorical and
right. But he heard something.
Yeah, he heard it. And he said, I'm fucking with you.
Really though? That night.
I was like,
had you already been doing something early on?
I hadn't even recorded a demo yet.
See how God works?
Amazing.
Or should I say, see how C-Style works? C-Style. You know. So you hadn't recorded anything, but Big C-Style knew that you was good with your pen.
Well, we had kicked it one night after I got out of the joint, and it was like early '93, and we was out sipping and talking and kicking it because we go way back, way back, and I just started rapping verses I had wrote and shit. He was like, "You know how to rap?" I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Oh man, I fuck with Snoop Dogg and this, that," and I was like, "Is that right?" You know, I'm like, "Okay."
Right.
You know, cool. And I didn't know he went and told them about me, and they was looking for me for a minute and, you know, trying to catch me around the hood, and I was doing other things. I catch up with y'all. Like, I didn't even know how important the shit was. You know?
Blocking your own blessing. Like, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I catch up with y'all, man. I see you all right.
What they
Come
say,
out
stepping
the
over
house.
dollars, picking up dimes, huh?
Exactly.
I'm good, man.
I was in the wrong lane.
Yeah, man.
It jumped off.
So after that night, it really starts to go down from there?
Yeah, we did 21 Jump Street for Murder Was the Case soundtrack. About
nah, bro.
About a month after that.
Oh, so after a month, you got to be like, man, I'm in, because you got to think, man. 21 Jump Street. When those kind of things jump off, that's not cutting in line because you got into the right line. You know what I'm saying, and had the right timing.
Yes.
And when does Goldie come into the picture?
About 6 years later.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So before we get the Eastsiders, what's going on with Tray Deee, Snoop? Like, are you what I would call like seasoning to make sure that you're ready for this whole lifestyle?
That had to be what it was.
Yeah, man.
That's how I would describe it.
How do you believe, not just in your art, but how do you believe in rap? Because at one point, man, rap ain't really paying the bills. We know how to get money. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that seems like Fantasy Island, and you don't want to be a part of it. The same way you was like, man, I'll see y'all later.
Right.
It wasn't that big to you. When do you
It's
start
that
to
big
take it
to me now?
Yeah. And when do you start taking that as like, man, I think I could do something here?
After Murder Was the Case, when I did that first feature, and Snoop called me over the pad, he was like, "I got something for you." And I pulled up, and he handed me a check for 10 racks.
You was like, man.
And I was like,
what I gotta do for this?
What is? Yeah, I'm like, what is this for? He said, for the song we did, it's coming out on the soundtrack that we doing. And I was like, yeah, my life of crime will be
slowed down.
Yeah, very much slowed down.
Because even when I got in radio, I didn't stop. I was like, I don't know what this radio thing is. You know what I'm saying? I did that 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like, okay. And then I jumped over like, okay, cool.
That's why I went back to prison. I had the 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
And you went back to prison when it was popping though, too.
It was popping.
Damn.
Yeah, it was popping.
And Tray Deee, what you do, like 10 calendars on the last one?
Yeah, 10 and a half.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. And you know what's crazy about that is we didn't forget you.
Nah, y'all didn't. Thank
Hell
you for
no,
that,
man.
too. Thank you for that, Big. I appreciate
what did that feel like?
I appreciate everybody listening for that.
Hey, man, what did that feel like when we know the name and you're like, damn, I got to go sit down for 10 and a half calendars?
Top rhyming.
Yeah, man.
Wow, state food,
man,
potato chip mattress,
and you going in already you going in
nasty.
from rider contracts and hotels and sound checks, you know.
It was a lot to swallow.
Yeah, man.
It was a whole lot to swallow, but through that, you know, I was guided to Islam.
Yes, sir.
You know, by Allah Himself, because I started going to the masjid before I went to prison, just in appreciation for the blessings that I was receiving through music.
Right.
And when I took the fall, you know, Allah didn't abandon me, but He gave me time to get myself together, you know, and prepare for right now.
Man, so even sometimes the curse can be a gift too. And sometimes the gift can be a curse. How long the relationship with you and ConiYac? How long that's been here? Yak?
I mean, we have a 24-year-old.
Wow. When she was
25.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep her young. Don't be mad.
No, you're trying to keep you young.
Yeah.
That too. You know what I'm saying?
But Yak, come on, man.
That too.
Got that out.
Yeah, when they said don't crack, you one of them.
Oh, thank you.
Hell yeah. Believe that.
Thank you.
And
So
also,
much,
were you already doing what you do with the pen as well prior to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Since 12.
Oh, really though?
Yeah.
Did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a destiny.
Yeah.
You didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
And how does that go from being 12 years of age, Yak, to where you start to feel like, okay, because at 12 we writing and we're hoping and dreaming, but the hopes and dreams are like, you know, when you know, as a kid you see it, but then when you start to look at it, sometimes you say, damn, that was big dreaming.
Oh, yeah, no. My mom was like, job or school.
Right.
Figure, pick one.
Really, though?
So I got a job because I continued to do music. So I'm like, I'm at the studio. I mean.
At what age are you at the studio?
This is like 17, 16. I started recording at like around 13 years old. And I
didn't know her then.
Right. Yeah.
No. I didn't know. No,
exactly, man.
And I met Battle Cat.
You know how the internet is. Okay.
Yeah, so I had met Battle Cat when I was like 17 because we had a mutual friend. We're from the same area. So he kind of like took me under his wing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
to speak,
That's a good wing to be under.
Yeah, and then I had met.
Shout out.
Yeah, I had met Jelly Roll. I was working with Jelly Roll.
Oh, my God.
And we did a song, and he played it for Snoop just randomly. And Snoop was actually working on a girl group, and he said, bring them to the studio.
And so, and is that how Doggy's Angels come together?
Yes, that's how Doggy's
Had y'all been rocking with each other before?
Well, me and one of the girls, we were ConiYac and Cola. We were actually in a group. And then I knew Big Chan.
Oh, my Lord.
She was solo.
You know she gonna whoop on me when she find out you were here, right? Hey, man, she be running up on me, man. I know she gonna be like, you had Yak in there? Didn't have me in there? Did that picture go viral when she held me up by my neck? Did you see that?
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
Yeah, she was holding me up by my neck on the wall. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. So that's how Doggy's Angels come together.
That's how Doggy's Angels came together, and it was like an audition night. He had like a few girls in there. And
About nine.
8, 9.
Yeah.
How do you know that that's serious though? Because for one, it's serious to be in Snoop Dogg's presence. But then another thing, it's like, Man, like, people say this kind of stuff all the time. I'm looking for a female group. I'm looking for this. Like, did you know it was serious when you got in there and you saw these other girls? You're like, oh, yeah, we battling for positions.
Oh, yeah, because, we were always competitive when we got the opportunity, we take advantage of it.
Got it.
At the time when it happened, I was like 18, 19 years old, and I was working at a law firm.
Your mom said get a job at school.
Yeah, so I was working at a law firm. I'm answering phones, and I'm on lunch break, and I get a call from Tray Deee, because at the time, we had already knew each other. We had knew each other at the time. So he said, Snoop want to talk to y'all. He wants y'all to come to the studio. I was like, are you serious? I'm at a lunch break at work. I said, oh, yeah, I get to quit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you was already planning your future?
I was already planning because I had to prove to my mom. Like,
you grabbed a mic on the way
out.
I was like, yeah, fuck all y'all.
Yo, some of those people were actually really rude.
I'm quitting. Like, you done had your 2 weeks. Well, sue me. You're a law firm.
Yeah, no. Some of those people were actually rude. Like, so I was like, I was ready to go. But he called us there and it was like audition time, Nate Dogg was like, who's all in the group? He said he gonna find out tonight. I said, damn. Ooh, the pressure is on.
And just I think walking into a room and now that you say Nate is kind of there too, Tray Deee shoot you the call.
What did he say exactly?
What
did Nate Dogg say exactly? Rest in peace.
Oh, I can't cuss on the radio.
We'll bleep it out because I got another version.
He said, who was these Doggies angel bitches?
Yeah, he said, who's going? Yeah. What? He hadn't even picked this yet.
He didn't even get the memo.
No.
He didn't get the memo from Snoop. Who these Doggies? Did he go, who these Doggy angel bitches, baby?
Instant hook.
He could have turned that into a hook.
Oh,
so
man.
Did you hear him say who these Doggy angel bitches?
I was sitting right behind Snoop.
What did he mean by that?
He was trying to figure out who was actually in the group because it was like,
looking around Nate.
It was like, he like, man, what is this? I thought you picked them already, So that's the energy I got from it. Like, I thought you picked them already. Like, who was all the girls?
Got me down here all early.
Yeah, what's this Wu-Tang? You virgin? Like, he trying to figure it out.
He was like, man, don't give me no fake ass time to be here. Let me know when the group together. And so it's obvious with Doggy's Angels, you make the cut.
Yes.
You make the cut. And even fast forward to what I hear now, like you have, and both of y'all, but especially you have not relaxed on your pen.
Thanks.
And I don't even know if you use a pen anymore. I know everybody's typing to their devices.
Had to adjust. Yeah.
But what made you understand, like, if I'm going to do a project, I got to do it like this. So the new material is Duffel Bag music, and it does Snoop go. He goes all the way throughout. It's we say hosted by.
Yeah, he's hosted by.
All right, what made you say if I'm going to do it, this is the way I got to do it?
The energy. It was the headspace I was in at the time. I had went through a lot. My uncle had just been murdered, and there was different things like that. So I was like mentally like. Yeah. So I needed like some therapy.
Yeah, so that was therapy for you, though. Therapeutic.
Like, it took me probably about, how long? 3 weeks? Like, I was in the studio, like, recording every other
Are y'all recording at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Tray Deee, you doing your music, and Yak, you doing yours.
Yep.
And do y'all sit back and play music for each other?
Yep.
Sometimes.
Right.
Wait.
He like,
you wouldn't play every song you did for me. Don't sit there and say that.
I had to wait till I got
Have you did songs that I haven't heard?
Probably a few.
Okay,
Just
thank
2.
you. So, but she hear everything I do because when I'm on it until I feel it's ready to get,
I know it took me a year and a half
but
to get you in there.
She's real experimental with her. She'll try different styles, different formats, patterns, all that. Me. I work inside certain guides to presentation.
Are you in your own way sometime because you got such a catalog too? Do you ever compare Tray Deee to Tray Deee?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, man.
I have to. Yeah, I have to. Because I know why the people rock with me. You know what I mean? Yeah. They don't want to hear, too much about other stuff that I got going on.
Right.
Of a more positive and peaceful nature. They want to hear that.
But you know what though?
Shit.
Yeah, and you gave us that shit too. But you also gave it to us today wise too though. You know what I'm saying?
On.
Like it does, and not that it could sound dated because even the music that you've made in the past has held time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you feel now, I didn't listen and be like, man, what are he doing?
Right.
Or you know what I'm saying? Like, but the one thing I do like, and even hearing you right now,
That's real.
you sound like Tray Deee.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like even when you speak, you sound like who we know and what we purchased and who we bought tickets to go see.
That's
like
right.
you sound like Tray Deee.
Right.
Yeah, man. As opposed to like, you know what I'm saying? And you hear the growth too though. And growth,
Cool.
There's nothing wrong with growth, bro, because
that's great.
you want to see people grow, bro.
Oh,
You
I
wanna
don't
see
mind
that.
sharing the
not at
growth
all.
aspect, but you know you got to give it in doses.
Yeah.
When you so ferocious.
Sometimes,
you know what I mean?
Sometimes you got to sneak the message in too. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So when I say sometimes where you in your own way and do you compare yourself, how long did it take for you to put the newest project together?
I believe probably about 5 months.
Okay.
Because I was, I had to wait on producer. I got to have one producer on this entire project. Shout out to Jay Massey. And he, he would hit me with.
And he's all the way through?
All the way through.
You know
Only
what I
one
do?
track, the track with Jagged Edge was produced by one of his boys named Young Black.
Oh, so he gave it to just one of his partners. He didn't go too far out.
One cut.
But you know what I love about that, man? It's not repetitious. Like it's one person and it was like a cookie cutter.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then plus when you sent me the album, man, the track was all over. The listing was all over the place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He got he had forgot about Dre, all kind of stuff on there that wasn't on there. It seemed like they were just cutting and pasting songs together. I was like,
my bad, Neil. My bad, Eminem.
I was like, man, this dude got what's the difference on here? But you sent me the email. You was like, hey, man, the track listing may be a little off. You know what I'm saying?
Because we was in traffic. We was out
we was
in traffic at the
We
time.
gonna make it happen.
Hey, man, y'all are like a real couple, though.
Right.
Yeah, man, I see y'all on social media. Y'all have like, date nights. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get dressed up. You know what I'm saying? Like people was talking about Will and Jada goals. We don't want those. We figured out.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Give me some of that Tray Deee and ConiYac goals. I'll take those.
Right.
Hell yeah, man.
We ain't gonna have nobody in the house doing nothing. You know what I mean? None of that.
Hell, man.
None of that.
Hell no, man.
No.
Hey, man, how do you share enough with the public and keep enough quiet, though?
You don't try to look at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially now, man.
You don't try to look at me. It's just little things we do, like, we might be on the way to go eat or something, and we might be playing some music and, enjoying
Just
the moment
fun,
and just put the camera, put the phone up and just enjoy the moment, just share the moment with people. It ain't like, we don't open designer gift boxes and go to the driveway with bowls on the car and all that. You know what I mean?
Like no disrespect to those that do.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's your thing. That's your thing.
Yeah, but they
Nah,
find
it's
that
just-
they have to maintain that.
Right.
And, that's not something that we about. We ain't never been about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Because it's real in the field.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
it is,
yeah.
man. And you got to be from the field to understand it, too.
Yeah.
Like, I look on social media sometimes. I'm like, man, that's kind of goofy.
Really?
Yeah, man. Like people
Glad
be
I ain't
like,
hungry no more.
oh, yeah, exactly, bro.
You know what I mean?
Hey, man, people be like, oh, yeah, man, I saw that you were in Vegas. I was like, man, that was 3 months ago.
That part right there.
I don't post to I'm safe at home.
Hello. Hello.
And then I don't post a lot. I don't let you at the house. I don't let you.
No,
it's
it ain't
totally
that
different.
serious because we really didn't grow up in that time. Where we was revealing everything we did to everybody.
Right, yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a different day now.
So we can disconnect.
And I remember, man, we used to try to hide a lot of the stuff.
You did.
You know what I'm saying?
did.
You would even if you was doing other great stuff, you didn't talk about none of that.
Right.
No.
The people be like, man, what you doing? I'm like, oh, I go to West LA City College.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
But now, I mean, it's a sign of the times, and I live in it.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. I can't fault nobody because I'm pretty sure somebody could take a snapshot of when we were growing up and say certain things about how we got down as well.
No question.
Yeah, believe that. Duffel Bag music. So, is this independent the best way?
Yes.
Fan base? You know what you want to do with your career? Because it's got to be something different, bro. When you put your blood, sweat, and tears and you know you're going to do right in the studio, and then you go to hand that to somebody else, and they don't have the same drive you have.
Yeah.
And we come from, and as far as independent as well, I know that you have been rocking and opening up and doing your own thing as a businesswoman anyway. And back in the days, and I don't like to say back in the days, but different times, it was more of, oh man, I got to get on Def Jam. I got to get on such and such. I got to get on such and such. Now, people don't want to get on that. And remember, independent, people used to say, oh man, they independent because they can't get a deal. Now people don't want no deal. Yeah. And the way that you can use this device and super serve your music, man, like, come on now.
Yeah, you have to be smart.
Yeah. And then you guys develop great relationships too. And the one thing that I can say with y'all too is that y'all always been authentic. You've never been different. You never wanted something that wasn't rightfully yours. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So even now, there's no label reps. You know what I'm saying? For me, like, I don't mess with label reps. I don't manage all that. When Tray Deee hit me and said, man, we working on something, when we write, I was like, bro, my door is not open. My door is off the hinges.
You did, bro. You did. And we both always grateful for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Did you work out this morning, Tray Deee?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay. You gonna get it in today?
No.
Oh, really though? Your day off?
Yeah,
I'm doing a day off too.
Yeah. How many days in a row?
Yeah. Dude, if I took the day off too, it'd be 3 days. I can't go 3 days.
No, Biggie, you gotta get it in. Buddy. She said, how many days in a row?
And Yak, do you work out every day as well?
Every other day.
I heard that. Do y'all work out together?
Thanks, y'all.
Well, she has her routine going on in the next room, and I'm in the other room.
He's on weights. I'm on cardiovascular.
Hey, man, let me tell you, my wife, I can't work out with my wife. And if I did, I would die. Yeah, my wife does a whole different workout, man.
She does too.
Yeah, you do too. I can tell though, respectfully.
She'd be like, I was on the treadmill 50 minutes this morning, and I'm finna go work out. Now I'm finna go. I'd be like, 50, man.
No, bro. Let me tell you,
I gotta do at least 30.
I just did an hour on the treadmill. Like, what I do is I do do the weights now because I have to do the strength training. But I was on the treadmill for an hour. 2 days ago, I tried to do an hour a day. Depending on you ever watch First 48?
Yes,
that's an hour long. So what I do is I'll watch First 48 while I'm on the treadmill, and then I'll get off. Then I'll work. Now the treadmill's not running. I'm just standing there watching. It's not actually on. I'm not walking. I just like to stand on the treadmill while I'm watching First 48. Yeah, because when you walking or running, you can't really focus on the screen. Yeah, so I just kind of stand there and I put my hands on the rail and I watch like this. And then as soon as my man, at the end, when you find out how much time they got, that's when I go and I work out.
No.
Come home an hour and a half later, my wife be like, baby, you put an hour and a half in? I'm like, yep. Yeah, man. Bone dry. Could wear the same clothes to work the next day. Going into Duffel Bag music, ConiYac, what made you go in, and was there a pressure on yourself as well?
No.
Good.
Not at all. I was able to take my time and just hand select every beat. I had mostly one producer on there, probably 3 other producers, but I was able to really cater each song to what I wanted it to be. I wanted to make an album that I would want to listen to just right now. That was just the mood, and it's just so much going on. So I was like, let me make it energetic, fun, and motivational at the same time.
But one thing for those that know, they know. But then when you go, and especially on the new album, when you hear your voice, that's the one thing people probably don't understand. It's like when you go, not that there's a different yak that comes out, but when you go, you have this other sound. You'll walk in with a person, hey everybody, and then you can put a song on, she'll be like, yeah, I lay everybody down in this don't fuck with me. I'm like, then she's like, how was that? Was that okay? and not that it's fake, but you know how to bring that yak back.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Hey man, how was it, Tray Deee, like those years with Dog just on the road and, clubs and stadiums and seeing just, because, we looked at it, but you were there on the inside. You as well, Yak, for some great experiences.
Yes.
Right.
Life-changing experience, or just things that you probably never seen before and things you'll never see again. We're celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, man.
True.
And even with Dog, or, I'm 30 years in radio next year. So I've been pressing play on hip hop.
Yeah,
for
you've
more
been here
than half.
before me, Big.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting on you. I was like, man. I said, wait till you. I told Eastsidaz. I told Big Eastsidaz. I said, you know my homie Tray Deee?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, you welcomed me in right off the
man,
top,
I had
too,
to.
man.
I'm glad you finally said it. Yeah. But Tray Deee, how was that, man? Like going to, was that your first time traveling out the country?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I mean, just playing at Wembley Stadium in London and Scotland and Switzerland and Amsterdam and
man.
all these places that you just read about, and you hear.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, and everybody, I mean, Germany was like one of the most, it was mind-blowing because while we were performing, while Snoop was performing, we was his background, everything, we up there having fun with him on stage. You would have swore we were in America. They knew every word to the songs. And soon as we got off stage and went backstage, no one spoke English.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy?
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to see that now because you've been around the world, bro, in many places where hip hop or United States American music penetrated everywhere. Yeah. And like you say, people come and see you. They knew the words, but then you'll get off
Japan
and they don't know
was
the language.
Same way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey man, like I told you, if you look out here right now, there's guys here from Japan because they knew you were going to be here.
That's big.
And that's so crazy when you say, man, the places I've been with a guy that just kind of like, did you visualize being outside of the hood?
Not until I left.
Right. And then you start seeing how big the world is and how small the neighborhood could be.
Yeah. Even traveling throughout the nation.
Yeah.
You learn so much diversity. But then when you go outside of the country, it's like, your mind just expands just so broadly.
And going outside of the country for you guys on music. And doing what you want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I remember my first time out the country with the Far Side. I remember, man, I had never, going out of town with me, and we used to say, man, I'm going out of town. I got to go to San Diego. Well, that was going out of town.
It was.
You know what I'm saying? Headed up to the Bay, man, damn, I'm all day in the Bay, man. This crazy. I remember my first time on a tour bus. I couldn't believe how big California was. Driving up to, Portland, Oregon. I was like, dude, we're still in California?
Yeah. 6-7 hours.
Yeah, I had never
9
experienced.
9 hours, yeah.
And so when we first went to London, man, it was probably 11 of us.
Yeah.
All of us almost got hit by a car because we didn't know how to cross the streets.
Oh, wow.
With the opposite traffic or it'd be certain days where somebody would jump in the driver's seat oh, damn, because the steering wheel was on the other side, just things that we had never seen before.
Yeah.
Never seen,
That's
bro.
how Scotland was.
Yeah, or different languages.
Yeah.
But there's a love for what you guys do.
It is.
That people that just touch people around the world, man. Yeah. And when you say Japan, there's a different kind of love, especially when it comes to West Coast music in Japan.
It is. It is. When Dog did the show, we went back to the hotel and, I'm a street dude. So I'm like, we just finna sit here all night? I'm like, what's up? We in Japan. Let's move around. We was in Osaka. And, I think one person came back out with me and we went back to the club where he performed. I was out there signing autographs for about an hour.
Yeah, man.
And I had been on about 4 songs.
Hey, man, and you walk out and it's daylight. They let you out the club sometime at 6, 7 in the morning. You're
wow.
I say, it's a whole different love, bro.
It is.
It's a whole different love, and they appreciate the craft different. Like, I know you've been to some shows in Japan where you were like, man, and no disrespect, but you're like, man, you'll die at the house for wearing that. Yeah, they'd be out there.
Yeah.
Blued up, or you
the
go
whole
to,
thing.
Yeah,
the
man.
whole thing.
Smiling like a mug too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smiling, throwing up W's. I was like, man. Like my boy Kaz. Kaz came out here, and Kaz is from Japan, and he loved hip hop and everything, man. And I met Kaz. I used to do tours in Japan, and he was one of our promoters. Cool as hell. He moved out here because he just wanted to be around it. And like I said today, and then he called his buddy up. So you'll go out there. Like I said, I sold him a meet and greet. And,
get that money, man.
I got
Get
you,
that
man.
money,
I got you, man.
it.
You know, my kids got used to electricity. So every time they hit that switch, they want these lights to come on.
They better.
And then there's this other thing called food, and sometimes they want that like 2-3 times a day. So yeah, I gotta do what I can.
Yes,
but
sir.
Kaz came out here and he bought a 6 tray, top down, everything. And I remember he was going to go get an alarm, and one of my other partners was following him. And he said, hey man, he said, Kaz got the top down and we rolling. He was like, Big, somebody gonna take him out this car. Sure enough, they stole that man's car.
Oh,
yeah. Wasn't my partner though.
Yeah.
It wasn't Ray. I know it wasn't you, but yeah, I know it wasn't Ray. But yeah, they got him. The influence of what we do around the world, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when we was going out there, I think they had one lowrider shop out there. Now, just explosion. I sold the 63.
Back
a
in the
hard
day?
Top. Yeah.
What you get for it back then? How many years ago was it?
It was 2001.
Okay, yeah, oh yeah. So that's when they were buying. You got top dollar.
I got a couple of dollars.
Yeah, they stopped that, of course, because you low key.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man, yeah, I got a couple dollars. He was like, yeah, but it's all gone now. Don't even try us.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, he was like, it's all gone now.
Yeah, I sold them the plaque and everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The cargo.
Yeah. I sold the plaque.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Can
Like,
we keep the plaque 500?
Yeah.
Come on.
You're like,
take it off. Yeah.
Hey, man. So we skipped over you and Goldie Loc, Eastsiders, and you said you had already been rocking for like 6+ years, possibly.
About 6 years.
Yeah. So
about
how does that
years.
come together with Goldie, and when we see the formation of the Eastsiders?
Well, I believe we were in the Beverly Hills Hotel one night, and Snoop was doing some press up there, or whatever. And me, him, and Daz were talking about doing a group called the Eastsiders.
And that's who, you, Daz, and Snoop, or
And
you,
me,
Daz?
Daz, and Snoop.
Oh, okay.
And we did one song afterwards. I think it's called East Side Party or something like that. You know, and nothing
You don't remember that one,
transpired.
but you remember Take a Survey. Huh?
Nothing, yeah, I do. Because that's what got me in the dough.
Hell yeah.
So after we recorded the song, Snoop and Daz weren't, seeing eye to eye too well at the time. So we never pursued the idea from doing that one song. Fast forward to Snoop coming off No Limit doing the last meal.
Right.
And he gave me a call. He said, D, I'm coming back to the hood.
Yeah, man.
He said
that was a perfect coming home too, though.
He said, I want to do that Eastsider thing. What you think about doing it with Goldie Loc? And I was like, I ain't heard nothing from him. Let's do something and see how it sound. So the first song we did was Give It To Him, Dog. We came to give you what the fuck you want. And they came off. Goldie came off. Of course, Dog came off.
How did that? So did Dog know Goldie?
Yeah, Dog knew Goldie because Goldie and his little brother Beam were friends.
Hey man, it's crazy how Dog be masterminding, because even with Doggie's Angels, it was like, it's like
he puppet master.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, puppet master.
Yeah.
And he heard it and he put it together.
And we came, we did that one song and we recorded a few more times, and each song was just getting like, tougher and tougher. So it was like, okay, this
hey man, you
let's
couldn't tell me that you and Goldie weren't cut from like a different cloth. Like it was more than like, oh yeah, let's get Goldie on it, because it sound so authentic and y'all compliment each other so well.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I love about it too is that you guys are also in a position to be individuals. You know what I'm saying? Because we love Eastsiders, but we love Goldie, we love Tray Deee, and it was and I don't know if you get it a lot, and you probably do from fans too. That say, man, y'all need to get it together. But I never missed it so much where I was like, because I still had you. Right. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have been dropping projects.
Yes,
and
I have.
and I still rock with Goldie.
Yeah.
You know, so would there be an Eastsiders
Well,
down the line?
We were actually in the process of putting it together recently. And I don't know, the communication fell off. We had a Grammy nominated producer that was going to do the whole project, and Dog spoke on it, and he was like, let's make it happen, let's get this done. It was when he had started the Inhale tour with Burner and Too Short, Warren G, and Wiz Khalifa. And he said, by the time I come off tour, we should be ready to do a movie or something, because remember we did the Eastsiders movie as well. So he was like, we should be able to put together a movie to whatever we have. And I mean, the producer gave us a packet of beats, and we only chose one. Damn. And he never gave us another packet. And then we had a couple songs that we had did, so it just didn't coalesce at the time.
Right. And so it's like you got to get your own too, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Mando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, definitely say less.
Yeah, Mando.
Hey, man, so when is the music available?
Right now.
Right
okay.
now.
Yeah.
And that's however we get our music, streaming platforms, however we get it. What about road? Do y'all travel together? Like will y'all travel together? That's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I love about that, man? That's like one room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless Yak, you just got some different traveling. You're like,
No.
I need my own room.
I think about all them times she traveled up there by herself up and down that freeway.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? To come see me and make sure I was straight. You know what I'm saying?
And you held down for 10 and a half years, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I heard that, man.
Mm-hmm.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when, because you get a lot of people that say, man, I have nothing to go home to.
Mm-hmm.
And that can F you up.
Yeah.
Knowing that when and I'm talking about something authentic to get back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they give you $200 and say, good luck.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then you got to buy a bus ticket.
Right.
And something to eat with that $200.
Yeah.
So by the time you get home, you can't even afford a pair of jeans.
Damn. So 10 and a half years. And you just holding down home plate. Being a support system.
Yeah. Stayed in that studio working, raising our daughter, making sure she was good, because she was used to being around her dad.
Right.
So she was kind of like, so just being there, mentally and physically for her, and then staying busy, that helped a whole lot, and then going to see him.
And that's a lot too, because we thought that we missed Tray Deee as an artist and as a homie, but it's got to be totally different.
Oh yeah. Oh, we used to listen to when you do the
phone taps.
The phone taps.
Go ahead.
Man, we was talking about that with my mother-in-law.
I take her to school and she just laughing like, "Oh, he talking about daddy," and it used to be.
Oh my God, because I would put your name in phone taps.
Yeah. We would die, and it's perfect because it's right when I'm dropping her off at school, so she could be laughing and going into school with good energy.
Hey, Tray Deee, I forgot that I put your name in.
Is Daddy getting a trophy for being the biggest crip on the West Coast?
We got Tray Deee coming. That was that kryptonite, the kryptonite of the stars.
Oh man,
yeah, we got the Tray Deee award.
The crip event. It was man,
I gotta bring some of those back.
You do.
Yeah,
I swear, people. I told you we was talking about that with my mother-in-law the other day and my auntie.
Yeah.
Oh man,
love it. Set the morning off right there.
That's beautiful, man. But you know what, man? It is just so good to see y'all. So good to have y'all energy in the neighborhood as well, man. And just congratulations, man. And you know what I love about it too is that y'all brought out separate projects. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As opposed to like, oh, we just gonna collab, keep it in the house, And there's definitely some work there, and there's definitely support.
Yeah.
Most
but
definitely.
man, I love it.
Yeah, she
Thank
did
And no
her
pun
thing.
intended when I
did
said
my
I love
thing.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
he
and
did.
I feature on her album
Yeah,
once.
yeah.
She featured on my album once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
When-
it's just like the contribution made sense.
When
Yeah.
ConiYac go to feature, do you have to pay her?
I had to pay her with attention.
Okay.
Because she gonna try to take my head off.
Yeah,
she
I got
is
you.
just naturally.
So you know you're like,
Yeah.
man, the things that money can't buy, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about for Tray Deee?
Do
you charge the general?
Not at all. Not at
The
all.
general don't
not at
charge
all,
you?
Not at all. Not at
Because
all.
he called me up. He was like, "Yeah, big, man, I want to charge her, but that's my wife." He
You
was
know
like,
that snitching, big. You know that snitching.
"Oh, my bad, my bad." Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that wasn't even low key. That was high key.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely should have said that when you left. Definitely. But thank y'all for coming into the neighborhood, man.
Man,
Thanks for
thanks for
having
letting
me.
us
Pleasure
come
seeing
through,
y'all, man. No,
man.
and
No doubt.
it's definitely gonna be greater later as well.
It's gonna be much greater. And
Much
shout out
greater.
to DJ Pooh
Yeah,
for
man.
shooting my next video. Press the
wow.
line.
Yeah.
Featuring the legendary Cocaine on
Yeah.
the track.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
And even with and we got
And he told me to send you his love
bro,
too, DJ Pooh.
and that's another one. Aside from Pooh, Cocaine, that dude is another assist leader.
Oh,
And I
what?
think that Cocaine is way funkier than people understood
Yeah.
and understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
dude, man, and a lot of people ate with him and a lot of people ate off him.
Yeah.
He lead the league in assists.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely
Yeah.
an
No
assist
doubt.
leader, bro.
No doubt.
Definitely.
Believe it and did it his. And when you hear Cocaine, you know that's him.
Yeah.
Ain't
yeah.
no question.
Yeah. Signature sound.
Hey man,
Ain't
my
no
man
question.
says because that was that Cocaine. It's like when he said, you know, the industry. It's like the dope game. It was always business, never personal, man. Like, man, watch I find out that wasn't even him. I quoted somebody else.
Oh.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely
Shout
gonna
out
fact
to
check this.
Coca though. He do his
Yeah.
thing.
Do his
man.
beast,
Shout out
man.
to everybody that was on the album. Much appreciation how it come together. You know, they
Yeah.
calling it an instant classic. I know I put my heart and soul into
As you
it.
should.
I saw my wife sitting next to me putting her project together. I know she put her heart and soul into it. So hopefully everybody feel the same way when they push play.
Hey man, but you know what? It's a trip because you can hear it, and it's mixed right, it's written right, it's produced right, vocally. You know, vocally y'all came together. And the one thing I love about it too is that it's an album. And you know, when I say that, man, it's something that you can listen to throughout.
Dope.
Like, yeah, man.
That was the intention.
And
That
y'all
was the
did it, man.
intention.
And I love
Yeah.
that you guys took y'all time to do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
ConiYac,
Much
Yak,
appreciated.
thank you for coming into
Oh,
the
man,
neighborhood.
thank you for
Pleasure
having
seeing you.
me.
When I first saw, I was like, man, did you get taller? I hit her with one of those. She was like, no, and I was like, I'm just playing, baby. She was like, oh, man.
Yeah, look, you know,
She
we're
was like,
in
I
the
had been
club.
stretching, big. I had been stretching.
Stretching.
And make sure you guys check them out on Instagram too, bro.
Appreciate that.
Believe that, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank you so
I love
much.
because Tray Deee, as soon as you finish lifting weights, you turn the camera on. As soon as you finish, huh?
He
And
do.
Give you a lot of breath and stuff.
Immediately.
And then he be putting his guns in the camera, like, yeah. And I'm like, man. I remember one time my wife came in, she was like, what you watching?
Oh my God.
She like, who this red bone with these? I'm like, get out of here.
Yo, and the one thing about you, Tray Deee, the last interview you actually did with us, even just going down the comments, it's literally nothing but positive comments. Like, damn, it's good to hear
Yeah,
those
man.
words from the OG, like classic,
Hey, bro,
like spitting
people
knowledge.
love
like
to
they
love you, bro.
That's big, Louis. That's
Yeah.
big. Yeah, that's
That
big.
is so
Yeah,
dope.
because it's you. It's not like you have to get into like a disguise or a
Yeah.
phone book and you come out like dun 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 Tray Deee. You know what I'm saying?
You, dog.
Like, and you sound like, but you sound like you are what you sound like.
No
Like you
question.
sound approachable. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And you also sound level-headed enough. You got all the enoughs, like street enough,
Yeah.
business enough, corporate enough, hood enough, all the enoughs. And people know when they speaking with y'all that they speaking to somebody that's not on no super clown stuff. Like I never felt
Exactly.
anything tricky from you.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah. I just won't engage in something that seemed like false or something that's not really reflective of who I am or my personality. You know, I just won't do it.
Right.
You know, I don't care who's a
So
part
one of
of
your
it.
business is music. There's a difference between that and the music business because sometimes things can get get crazy where people start to move a certain way and think you got to do it this way. And, you know, people start losing their souls and everything. Like, even with us, you were just like, man, you know, I moved a little bit away because, you know, just the circus that goes on sometimes.
Yeah,
man.
Had to, and it's best to remove yourself from a situation than stay immersed in it and figure that you'll be able to deal with it, you know, from whatever angle it come from. Because sometimes it can overwhelm you all at once, and you won't be able to deflect it or deal with it all at once. So it's just best to give yourself some distance so you could see the chessboard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Instead of leaning over on the top of the chessboard.
Yeah, because you can see better from just when you back up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Then you can see the whole thing, man.
Yeah.
How did you not get so caught up with a lot of the caught up things were going on with East Coast, West Coast, and all that kind of stuff?
Well, you remember I was at the New York video when they shot at us.
Oh, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they could have killed us. They had a sniper sniping from like a mile away, and we was in the trailer smoking a blunt, and Snoop got up to pass me the blunt, and it was like, I was like, I heard something, and then the window shattered, and so I grabbed Snoop and threw him on the floor, and I'm like, they shooting, and Superfly, Corrupt, everybody just got down on the floor. Security came. They was on point. They rushed us out, threw us in the truck, and got us up out of there. But they really was trying to, because they couldn't see inside the trailer. They just knew we were in the trailer. And somebody took a couple of nice pot shots.
Hey, man, you know what's crazy about that is, you know, we know about the New York video and the shooting that happened in New York, but I didn't know, or maybe I'm rewriting the history, I didn't know that you were in the trailer.
Yes, I was.
Damn.
Yes, I was. I actually stayed back after it happened, after they got us back to the hotel. That's when Snoop got mad and said, fuck all that. And he started kicking over the buildings in the video and all. Because remember, it was a tribute song that they took the wrong way. New York, Big City of Dreams, Melly Mel made the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just the West Coast version, and they just took it the wrong way. So Snoop said, oh, y'all gonna get at us like that. And he just went on and just put the twist down and made it official. But I told all of them to go, come back to California. And I stayed out there in Jersey where we were staying at and where we were in the hotel. And I did Damage Control all night on the radio, Hot 97, all that. And I'm like, it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? We get it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even, posed like that to be disrespectful. But once we got off the private jet, we had like 3 lowriders on the tarmac. We go to Times Square. We hitting switches in Times Square. And, Biggie, rest in peace, got on the radio and he called his homies and said, man, I can't believe this. Could you believe they out here and they doing a song called New York, New York? So that kind of set the whole chain of events in motion.
Man, when what do you think that was? And I don't want to get caught up in a lot of stuff, but when Big goes on radio and say that, do you feel like it was igniting something?
Most definitely, but it was out of a misunderstanding.
Gotcha.
It was a misconception of the song.
Right.
And nobody had a chance to sit down and explain it or dialogue about it and see what was really going on. So when we followed up the video the next morning, I don't think we was too far from Red Hook, Brooklyn, where they was filming on the brownstone on the steps in the snow. And then that's when they sniped on us.
Damn. And you know what's crazy, man? When they say they shot up the video, I'm thinking that it was run up, but it was like sniped, like they you didn't know where it was coming
from. You couldn't even really see the next building to see where they were sniping from. It was somebody with definite military training or a hell of a scope.
Yeah.
But we got, by the grace of God, nobody got hit, and we made it back safely and everything. And I knew what it all stemmed from, because later on in the game, I even had an incident with Fat Joe about something that was started with a misconception, and we wound up getting it back together. We real solid to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the East Coast, West Coast. Now, I've been to New York about 20, 30 times at least. So when we out there, they don't play our music on the radio, but at the same time, they embrace us. We come to the studio, mess with them, see them on the streets, all that. It's no tension. It was never tension like that. Every time we went to New York, I would go hang with Jim Jones and Cameron and them boys in Harlem. Lucci and all them, we be hanging out in the van. They selling cologne and clothes and stuff all out the van. And it was real cool. It was always respect. So I never did play off into that. I don't like them. And I grew up on Rakim, EPMD, KRS-One.
And one would think that you would have a so-called reason to hang up and be extremely upset, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's all in the game.
Yeah.
It's all in the game.
Yeah.
Man, and God willing, thank God it's a lot in our rearview mirror, too. And we've had a chance to have dialogue and have some age and get some grades, and you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
Yeah, and witness, two of our soldiers really going down, too, and understanding, like, man, and especially, being cut from a different cloth, you know what certain things can bring.
Yes, I know.
And I think that's why you stayed back also. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else I would have been gone. You ain't checking out the hotel. Like, nah, man,
I knew it could have went so far out of proportion had everybody just left and drew their own conclusions about it, and then it'd have been like, okay, next time we catch some of them out here, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be like this and like that. It could have really, really been detrimental.
Did you have a relationship with Pac?
Yeah.
What was your...
We did a song, Boom, 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 Out the Moon on the Gridlock soundtrack.
What was your relationship with Pac?
He was a solid dude.
Yeah,
he endorsed me when Big C Style when I finally did a demo song, and they took it out there and played it in a hotel in New York where Pac was at, and Pac asked him, he was like, who is that? He was like, that's my homeboy. He was like, shit, y'all need to put that nigga on. And C-Style called me in the limo downstairs with Snoop and told me what he had said. I was like, damn, Pac said that this was before All Eyes on Me, Machiavelli, all this. I'm like, damn, Pac said that. I'm like, that's dope. So when he finally did get bailed out or bonded out by Suge and came to start working at Can-Am Studios, we were there recording the LBC Crew album.
Damn.
Myself, Badass, rest in peace.
Damn.
Lil C Style, Central, and Technique. We were in the process of recording the LBC Crew album. So when he first came, the first song he did was Life So Hard When You Living Like a G. And I was so hurt. I missed seeing him lay that song down. It's one of my favorite Pac songs. And I happened to catch him after that, interact with him. We was at the Soul Train Awards, at the same time. We missed him when he was chasing Biggie and Pac about the after party and all that. So I was there for that whole thing. We went to Monty's together. And
what were you feeling when it started to feel a little crazy next to Pac's name, though? Were you not nervous for him, but were you like, damn, like this getting a little more real than what it should be?
I never felt like that.
Right. Especially how far it went.
Yeah,
right.
Because after what happened to him at the studio out there, he had his mind made up who was responsible, and that's how he felt. And if I was in his shoes and I felt that way, couldn't nobody tell me nothing.
Can't talk you down.
Yeah, couldn't nobody tell me nothing. So.
Do you remember where you were at when Pac passed?
Yeah, I was.
I remember where I was, bro.
I was getting off the freeway from going to see Tupac. We had just dropped Snoop Dogg off. Yep, he had walked up. He had called me that night. We went out there to Suge's house, and Suge showed up, showed us the knot on his head from the bullet, and told us how it went down, how they got pulled up on. I went in the house and talked to the Pyru guy, Trey, who the whole thing stemmed behind his chain, and he gave me the rundown on everything that had took place. So later on that day, we go to the hospital to see Pac, and they only let Snoop and the bodyguard up, Kenny. So myself, the driver, Bobby Earl, and and his Uncle Rio. We stayed outside. We stayed downstairs. Snoop came down. He was looking real fucked up. He said, man, I held his hand and, I really couldn't, I think I felt him squeezed a little bit, but, I talked to him. I said something in his ear. He said there's a lot of people up there. So by the time we got back, we stopped in Claremont at the old dog house, stayed there for about a half hour. I had to go to the bank. So by the time we made it to Century City, we was getting off the freeway, and they started playing Stairway to Heaven, and they said he didn't make it.
Damn, let me tell you, man, like when I say, do you remember? I remember because, we didn't have social media. It wasn't that instant blow up, and you just, I remember, you started hearing certain things, man, and I was at work, this when I was working the afternoons, and we started hearing certain things like, man, they saying Pac, so we started calling. And then we called around, and we got that one that was like definite, where this person didn't gain nothing from telling you, and it was real. And I remember, dude, I had to walk up the hallway, and each step I was like, damn, because I knew Pac before I got into radio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I knew Pac when I was bodyguarding the Far Side. I knew Pac with, Mama Lee and, and Afeni, and, so I've had real moments with bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I remember walking to the studio, and I was like, dude, I got to tell L.A. that we just lost Pac. So I remember how slow that walk felt walking up the hallway, and I didn't know how to make this announcement without it sounding so personal.
Right.
So turning my mic on, bro, and I get people to this day, they tell me 3 shows. They say, man, when 9/11 hit, we were on air talking about that. When my mom passed and I just called in, people was like, man, I remember when your mom passed.
Right.
And Tupac. People say, man, I remember when you said Tupac passed. And that's going from somebody that just sat in, rooms and vans and conversations, and then to just see this dude, now you're announcing that he passed. So you remember those moments, man. Like the way you just talked, you painted a picture. Yeah. Where you remember going to the bank, those are real conversations, bro.
Yeah. He was a very impactful person, man.
To this day, bro.
We performed on stage together at, not together, well, we opened up, the LBC crew opened up for him at the House of Blues.
Oh, man, that was an iconic night, too.
Yeah,
man.
It went up. It went up.
Man.
So I got great memories of Pac.
Yeah, and it's good, man, to continue to celebrate him and to also in life celebrate those that are still here, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
you know what I'm
sir.
saying? So that's why I say with ConiYac being here, you celebrate. We here.
Yeah.
Tray Deee, we here.
Yeah.
So we got to continue to celebrate each other. Believe that.
In the realest way.
As we should, brother, because we here and we made it.
Yes,
Praise
sir.
God. Tray Deee, did you ever look back when we had Xzibit in the neighborhood?
Yes, I did.
And Xzibit is known for doing these boils.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So the boil official name is crab boil, And he was talking about, because he would always invite, oh, man, you got to come over to the boil. You got to come to the boil. He'll say the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he said, and you got to see, because Xzibit explained it so well in the neighborhood. Did you catch the video?
Oh, I did.
Tray Deee came over for it.
General, what up, bro?
Yeah, he came over for one of those, and we kept saying, "Yo, you could come over for a crab boil, crab boil." And and when he got there, he said, "Hey, yo, X, is there any way that you can start calling it a seafood boil?"
Yeah. Hey, man, soon as you said Tray Deee, I'm like, yeah, Tray Deee is not going to know that kind of boil.
Hey, it's kind of disrespectful if you keep calling it crab boil.
He was like, man, I just want boil. They're like, just give me boil there, man.
Just X, call it a seafood boil, cuz.
Hey, X.
That really took place too.
Yeah.
When I came home, and he was just like, he was on the phone. Yeah, y'all come out. We having the crab boil right now. It's me and I was like, hey, X. Come on, X. You know what it is, X. Just go and call it a seafood boy.
Hell yeah, like come on, man. Now, what you got in there? All right, what? Oh, okay, you got shrimp. Okay, that's good. But you do have some crab in there, and there's other. Yeah, so that's a seafood boy.
That part.
You was like, I am not showing up unless it's a seafood boy.
Not again. Not again.
ConiYac, Tray Deee in the neighborhood,
Much
Big
love,
Boy's
Big
neighborhood.
Boy. Thank you. Much love to the neighborhood.
Come on.